Sheedy. And Sheedy.
Patty, pronounce the name for me again. Lilich? Lilich?
They've done it again. Johanna Runt and Stephen Mitchell are the APTA national champions for the second year in a row.
There you have it, your women's APTA national champions, Florentina Harnisch and Anna Maria Sabori.
Italian Market, La Cabra Brewery, Andrew Hawker, the Rackets Realtor, and of course Skull U. I'm Mark Fischel along with Patty Hogan bringing you this round of 16 match between Martin Bostrom and Max Lepavere, and they'll be facing Sven Lilich and Michael Thompson. Patty, do you want to introduce the players who are not on the court currently?
I would love to. On the far side in the deuce court, that guy knows how to disappear. It's amazing the speed that Max Lepavere demonstrates on the court, Mark. He's teamed up today with Martin Bostrom. They'll be appearing shortly.
And there's Martin now right on cue. So that's Sven Lilich closing the door. His partner Michael Thompson in the gray vest. Martin Bostrom in the black vest, the top of the screen, and Max Lepavere in the blue Viking hoodie. So it looks like they're getting ready to start.
This round of 16 match is best of 3 sets with tiebreaks.
Mark, the players have already warmed up.
Right in the ad court from Union, New Jersey, Martin Bostrom. And his partner.
Mark, did all these players warm up for a while on the side courts before they jump on the air here with us?
Yes, they did.
To my left in the deuce court from Whippany, New Jersey, is Sven Lilich. His partner in the ad court from Morristown, New Jersey, Michael Thompson.
Boys, have fun.
Okay, so Martin Bostrom ready to serve. Actually, I take that back. Michael Thompson ready to serve. Big return from Lepavere. Lepavere and Bostrom they got put together late. Each came into the season playing with a different partner. But they're close friends and together to play Boston. They're playing here, and they'll be playing nationals together. And they are a formidable duo once they get some play under their belts.
But, you know, after yesterday's performance by the surprise new team of Petrini and Kiro, Mark, in women's play, you know, having a couple amazing wins, finally going out in the semifinals, who knows? Is this the day for another new upstart team in Lalich and Thompson?
40, 15.
It was kind of a, I think that ball was wide. Luca Pair is a combination of power and speed you don't rarely see. There's a big ball from
This is
Bostrom.
a first. I don't think I've ever seen someone start a match with their hood up on their hoodie.
It's not that cold, but he's French, so you can never be sure. Oh, great down the line backhand from Bostrom. Bostrom's long been one of the most talented players on tour. Made quarters of nationals 5 years in a row.
40, all.
Physically just tremendously gifted, drives the ball off both wings, great serve. Okay, deciding point. We should discuss that we're playing no ad today.
No add up to the finals, Mark?
Yep.
The men's side? I thought Max was out of witness protection, Mark.
Apparently not. Lever played last couple of years with Anton Prosenko. Probably had the match of certainly of the tournament at nationals when they beat Palmer and Broderick and Palmer, when Broderick and Palmer saved 7, 8, 9 match points before they finally closed them out. Spectacular effort.
Yeah, Max was a winner of the Atlantic Classic with Anton. They had third place in semifinals in the Philly Open last year with Anton. Quarterfinalist with Anton in the Dwayne Hayden Invitational.
Lalich, Thompson.
There's a missed lob from Bostrom, which is not the way you want to play the no-ad point. Max made semis and nationals with Juan Araya, 2016. So this is a team that's gone deep in nationals, has a lot of experience, a lot of ability. The question is, can they put it together, and are they match tough?
Yeah, and you know, the other guys, they're teaming up here. They've got some great tennis backgrounds here. Sven Lalich is the new pro out at Essex Hunt Club. In PPAC, he played for Armstrong State along with your buddies, Mick Erdoria and Dan Regan. Michael Thompson out of the University of Alabama, teaches at Orange Lawn. My intel.
And is it true that he was a football player at Alabama? He played for Nick Saban?
Yeah, he was number 89. Not everything we say on air is the truth. That's why often I say true or false, Mark. Blake Anderson, Drew Broderick told me that Michael Thompson has just crazy good, sick hands, incredible volleys. As any paddle player who's inexperienced, you know, little bit shaky on the screens from time to time. Incredible blitzing capabilities. Just you know, one of the new really incredibly talented players on the tour.
It's a little far to go to make that volley. LePavera is one of the best positional volleyers in the game. He just always seems to be in the right place. Just really solid. His forehand tends to come and go a little bit. The rest of his game is just rock solid.
Mark, I love that movement. You just saw Leprever go with his, he's got the touch hands, went for the little drop shot. Effortless change of positions for Bostrom Leprever.
Big forehand there from
40,
Lalich.
30.
4 teaching professionals. Bostrom's the Plainfield Club in New Jersey. Leprever, Stanwich Club, Greenwich. Lob is long, 1-all.
Oh, it's game? Sorry. 1 game, all.
Sven Lalich to serve. We were very impressed with him at Westchester, Patty. We saw him play against Broderick Jervinsky.
Sure, he played with Tomas Christian in that match, and the guy's got some skills, crazy skills. I saw him hit a couple forehands that, I think broke the sound barrier. Mark, his PTI continues to improve, so I don't think he's going to be one of the guys you can recruit to your team for PTI Nationals.
That's really disappointing.
Yeah, I hate to break the news to you, but I figure I better get it out of the way.
Bostrom's got one of the best returns in the game from either side. These guys are both very versatile. You can play forehand or backhand, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them switching during the course of play.
Mark, you've seen Bostrom play a ton. What's the difference when Bostrom plays that deuce court versus the ad court? What do you see the benefit?
His backhand is a really tough shot to read. Oh, great volley, Lalich. And I think it's actually a more effective shot from the deuce court as you see them switching there. It's just very hard to hit the ball to Bostrom when he's in the deuce court. In the ad court, you can get the ball in the side wires. Doesn't like to blitz the side wire very much. But he is tough in the deuce court. So you watch Leprever lobbing down the line, and that just squeezes the court so much.
So ultimately, is Bostrom better in the deuce or better in the ad?
I think he's better in the deuce.
And Max Leprever, better in the deuce or better in the ad?
You can play both sides pretty equally. Forehand is probably a little more consistent from the deuce court, but you could say that about most top players. Easier to hit that forehand cross court. But Max has got an array of little touch and feel shots, little chips you see there. Lobs very well as he airmails the forehand.
40, love.
Bostrom misses that one. It's 2-1. Lalich Thompson.
Thompson lead 2 games to 1.
Hey, Mark. Speaking about Max, not only is he talented in the deuce and the ad court, he's generous, and he's one of our sponsors for the upcoming Junior Nationals. Next weekend, we have Clark Trophies with Max's involvement with Clark, helping us once again provide great prizes for the all the kids traveling to New Jersey for Junior Nationals. And in addition, I'd like to thank the APTA, Viking, the New Jersey Men's League, New Jersey Women's League, New Jersey's Women's Flex League, Court Pro, Riley Green Mountain, Lake George Paddle and Pickleball, Pro Flight, and Fusion for really incredible support for this year's upcoming Junior Nationals, Mark.
That's awesome, Patty. Okay, how many kids are you going to have?
I think we're still, the entries are still open. We're up to about 160, I think. Haven't gotten the update this weekend.
Okay, so just to correct the score, it's 2-1 Lalich Thompson. Max Leprever to serve. There we see that sidearm serve, which has gotten so popular. so many of these matches, Patty, as we talked about last night, come down to who can generate the most pace during the course of the point. I mean, everybody seems to return serve really well. But who's going to find the offense in situations like this? There you see a little bit of the inexperience from Lalic. That was a really tough ball to drive. The risk-reward ratio simply wasn't there.
Mark, how's your sidearm serve coming along?
Let's just say it's a work in progress.
It's kind of fun to hit. And when they talk about the risk involved, I mean, in a way it seems like it should be easier, but I don't think it's easier at all.
Yeah, I find it difficult to get it in the box. Yeah, get it in the box on a regular basis is a challenge. Brad Easterbrook thinks we're coming along well, but I think it's one of the few things Brad has wrong.
Well, I think it's a game changer in that we've seen so many players use it effectively, and it does keep the ball down low for sure. But for players who have the yips or get the yips on their serve, like golfers on their short putts, the sidearm serve seems to be the thing that gives them much more comfort in that pressure moment, Mark. I think on the men's side for sure. What do you think about that?
I think there's some merit to that. I also worry that it's a relatively new shot. I mean, obviously nobody's done it for long periods, and doing it in pressure moments is hard. And we saw Stephen Mitchell a little bit, where it's just getting in the box in the big moments can be problematic.
Well, for every human being I know, Mark, getting it in the box, in the blue box, in a pressure moment, it's just so much more difficult than you realize.
Just misses the lob long, and it's 2-all first set. And you've seen a similar pattern where neither team is generating a lot of offense from the backcourt. I mean, both teams returning well,
The score is tied 2 games.
but a lot of lobbing, a lot of overheads, a lot of long points. See which team can kind of break the rhythm.
Do you think the fact that Max and Martin have not played that many tournaments, Mark, is potentially hurtful here? Going to impact them in a negative here?
I think they're finding their footing.
And that's the thing, for club level players, Mark, to realize these guys are among the best guys in the game, but when you don't have that tournament toughness, that match toughness, having played 10 hours straight in tournaments, that builds up your mental and your physical.
And you lose it so quickly.
That impacts your confidence.
Okay, love 30.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you lose it so quickly. The pace of the game is so fast. See both Bostrom and LePavere blitzing on their return serves.
Love 40.
Great backhand from Bostrom right on the right hip of Lalic. His backhand is just such a difficult shot to read off his paddle.
LePavere, Bostrom lead 3 games to 2.
I mean, I think if Bostrom and LePavere were match tough, and I don't know if they're going to get there by nationals, I think they would be a threat at nationals to anybody. I mean, they are that good.
Yeah, I agree. Bostrom had such success with Blake Anderson. What an incredible run they had in Darien and nationals.
Pittsburgh,
Max
too.
and Anton.
Took the first set off of Araya Parsons, the eventual winner. Pittsburgh 2019 before losing in 3. And then took the first set off of Durant and Mitchell last year. Had match points.
One of the things
in 2020.
Yeah, one of the things, sorry, we mentioned yesterday during the stream about the surprise team of Petrini and Kiro, was they had no fear. They know their racket skills, will match up against the offensive weapons these have, and I think that's very much the case here with Lalic and Thompson. They can absorb pace. They can they can handle, the shots. I'll be curious about, if Martin gets some of those spin overheads going, how that will impact him. And how it will impact both players on the baseline. Just a little bit of that inexperience in screenplay. I'll look to that to see if Bostrom in particular could take advantage of that.
Yeah, the movement at the net between Lalich and Thompson, you've seen it a couple of times. Little spotty. Nice shank return there from Thompson. There's LePavere moving so beautifully.
Wow. Look at those hands for Lalich.
Great action.
Little speed and court coverage on top of it. Wow.
Misses that one. Great point.
15.
Patty, this is where you start seeing no ad come into play. You only need 4 points to win a game. So 30-15, you're right there. 30 all now. This is a big game early in the match.
We have an update for Senko and Nolan. Up on our tournament host, Scott Pelatek and the one and only Vlatko Nitek, 6-2. But Vlatko and Scott are up 1-0, second set.
Nice to see Thomas Nolan back out playing. Boy, Lalich and Thompson both hang right on the baseline. Really like that. And that takes them to break point. Couple of break opportunities.
40.
And you can see because they're close to the baseline mark, easy to run in and get that play, hit a controlled shot. Easy when you're 6'3".
Yeah, that was a bad decision by Lalich. Another deciding point.
Yeah, but there it is. It's the ball of life, you think. And
You
it's
think.
a little bit antsy, a little jumpy.
Great pickup by Thompson. That was a tough ball. I like to see this point's going to be fairly conservatively played by all four men. They understand the importance of it. LePavere's got one of the best defensive overheads in the country. He lets the ball drop really low. Very difficult ball to drive on a regular basis.
He's the only person I know who has a contact point almost as low as mine, Mark.
Great ball there from Thompson. Is that a height joke? Another height joke?
Just an observation.
Oh, LePavere's got the ball. He misses it. It's 3-all.
Alec Thompson.
Those no-ad points are so critical. Lalich Thompson have won 2 of the 3 no-ad points. LePavere airmails a forehand.
15 left.
Mark, we saw short heels with the no-ad scoring, how key it was, really. Like, matches are incredibly close. 1 or 2 points separates sometimes in these sets. And with the no-ad scoring, it's brilliant. I love it.
That last point was a great example of Lalich and Thompson not shifting at the net. As Bostrom found Thompson's forehand volley pretty easily. We'll have to keep an eye
Sure,
on
and
that.
the problem if they don't shift sort of traditionally is that they do present some openings, and when you have the offensive capabilities on the far side that LePavere and Bostrom possess, you do put yourself maybe in a vulnerable spot.
15.
But with 2 righties, Mark, I love them packed in a little closer. A little closer together.
40.
Lalich can't be happy with that fault after LePavere hit 2 forehands off the back wires. Bostrom dumps that one on the bottom of the net.
Lalick,
It was
Thompson,
not a good changeover
Lalick,
for
Thompson
Bostrom
lead
LePavere, and
4
they trail
games to
4-3.
Now I know Martin's a nice guy. I know Max is a nice guy, Mark. Are they both being a little gentlemanly here and just trying to see what happens and let this just go along, or is one of them going to take charge here?
Oh, new ball.
Yeah, we'll have to see who the captain of this team is. I guess at the end of the day, it's LePavere. Bostrom's very good at taking direction. At least that's what Flor Hanisch tells me.
See, that's where the spin, the combination of overheads from Bostrom, I was thinking that could be the a huge factor here against Thompson in that ad court.
15 all.
That was a weird serve. Max looked like he knew he faulted before he swung.
Yeah, and then he put in a fairly weak one on the next point. A great volley from Lelich with LePavere blitzing. With Bostrom and LePavere playing very fast, making a lot of errors right here.
30 all. 30 all.
That sidearm serve of LePavere is just awful. It's sitting up and saying, hit me.
30,
Wow, what a tag by Sven, too, as I call him.
Keeps tagging people. He's going to be Sven 1. Okay, another no-ad point. Critical moment in the set. With a high serve. Yeah, LePavere's just really getting hurt with that sidearm serve. And Lelich Thompson leave 5-3. That return from Lelich has been really impactful on the match.
Sure, and that was one of the things Blake Anderson pointed out, that when they get that combination going, the return of serve out of the deuce court from Lalich, and then the blitzing capabilities that Thompson has out of that ad court, incredible.
I haven't seen a lot of blitzing from Thompson. LePavere's
Well, he
really
just moved into that one ball.
Yeah.
And that's my point. I think he picks and chooses pretty well. He
LePavere's
seems
really
like a smart lad, Mark.
Boy, Bostrom and LePavere missing a lot of balls. They were up 3-2 and have missed just a litany of shots.
Yeah, they've just gone flat here.
Some really good deep overheads from Lelich and Thompson.
That's a great point. You think, why doesn't Bostrom take a crack at a forehand here, but he's not gotten a short enough ball that he feels that it's worth the play.
LePavere cannot find the forehand.
I like LePavere's forehand, Mark, much better out of the deuce court. I don't know why, but I love watching him over there cracking it. Maybe it's just because I like watching Max play, Mark.
Great ball. Game in first set. Lelich Thompson. For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com. So, Patty, what do you think Bostrom LePavere have to do to turn this thing around?
Hit more balls in the court.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good analysis. They really sloppy play. They went up 3-2 in the first set and then just missed a wide array of shots.
Yeah, I feel like they lack a little energy here, Mark. It just seems like I need a little bounce in their step. And Mark, this is all about Lalich and Thompson. Like I said, they're the new breed. They have no fear. They're right in these matches from the beginning. They don't care what the background is. Max and Martin, they're just here to win the match.
And right now they are.
I mean, I'd like to feel like from LePavere and Bostrom, I had a better sense about how they're going to break down Lalich and Thompson here on the baseline. I still see like a decent amount of back and forths. What do you see, Mark?
Yeah, I think you've just seen a lot of careless errors from LePavere and Bostrom. That's a great blitz there from Thompson.
So there's Thompson. I'm just saying I'd go after Thompson in the screens with their overheads. And, you know, Thompson's incredible, as I've said, from what I've heard, when he gets to move into the court. He's got amazing hands. So just thinking you'd try to pin him back in that corner if you could in the ad court. I've seen Bostrom pretzel a lot of opponents with his overheads. I think that might be a good play.
Right now, they just got to start making shots. Bostrom missed a relatively routine backhand at the last point. A great exchange, brilliant play from Lalich.
15-30.
Was that Duran or Lalich? Lalich, I should say.
Lalich. As
I
we
mean,
talked
he
about
is
earlier,
smooth.
he played tennis at Armstrong State with Mick Doya and Dan Regan.
We're solid. You go.
Oh, great exchange there from Bostrom. Beautiful sequence back and forth. Big shout out to Anna Maria Zabori, who's on vacation down in St. Lucia. And Patty, there's a rumor that the other top women players paid for that so she wouldn't come to Philadelphia. Is that true?
It's true. I think it is true. There was a fund being gathered at Short Hills to send everyone away. But we have a treat in the women's final.
Everyone being
Mark.
Hannah Zabori.
Yeah, we have a treat. I was in touch with Anna this morning at 6:30 in the morning, and I said, Anna, will you help us with Viking Keys to Victory for the women's final? She fired off some thoughts. It's great. We're going to include it in the next match.
Big moment of the match here. Bostrom and Favre. Got to get things going. LePavere has just not been effective with that drop shot. Thompson's really played the wires well, Patty. Haven't seen a single error out of there.
Game. Bostrom, LePavere. They lead the second set. 1 game to love.
Okay, so one love Bostrom LePavere. See if they can get going here. Especially that LePavere
So
forehand.
first set, Mark, were there 4 no-ad games, and Lalich and Thompson got 3 of them. Is that correct?
Right on the money, Patty. As usual, your math is perfect.
Well, you've helped me over the years with those single-digit additional things. Thank you. Addition.
Here's an example of why it's so hard. Oh, Bostrom misses the backhand.
15 love.
Again, that's his bread and butter.
Oh, you're going for my chest there.
Now he's in position to hit the backhand rather than the forehand. Boy, he's just missing. They're both missing a lot of drives right now.
Yeah, Martin does hit that shot does flatten out Mark when he hits it, and I think that's about the opposition and their quickness and their hands. You almost sometimes you find yourself in a situation. You're like, how do I make those guys miss a volley? And sometimes you just go for a little too much.
And we should point out it's an absolutely perfect paddle day, mid-30s, a little cloudy and overcast. Beautiful setting here at the Manufacturers Golf and Country Club.
Any snow on the ground there, Mark?
Not that I can see. Oh, good pickup from Thompson.
I got it. Here you go.
I see LePavere darting to the side wire, looking for that down-up overhead. Like that. Boy, read it perfectly and just airmailed another forehand. He was right on that ball.
They got to find something fast, Mark.
Yes, they do.
There's a little frustration here. You can feel it with LePavere.
Just so many missed drives. from
And
both of them.
Bostrom.
Yeah. 4 relatively routine drives. They missed that game.
You're hearing the voice. Is that the one and only Lori Hissey, Mark, up in the umpire chair? Maybe not.
I don't think that it is, Patty Hogan.
Okay.
Just lots of misses. If they don't straighten this out soon, they're going to be playing in the 16 backdraw. It continues to hurt
right
him
there,
with his return.
LePavere, just pace of play, Mark, a little bit there. Kind of rushed that serve, just got into the point. We've got to see that he's going to have a willingness in this match to kind of dig in deep here. They're not going to get anything easy.
It's Barbara Sussanen, our umpire. She learned from Lori Hissey.
Thank you.
That's a great volley from Thompson from off the net.
And Mark, you mentioned that Bostrom LePavere team for the upcoming Nationals in March out on Long Island, run by Dwayne Hayden and the amazing Lipta community. But this is so huge for LePavere and Bostrom to dig in deep here, Mark, because they've got to find something.
Well, if they don't, they might be eligible to play in my PTI Nationals team, Patty.
I was just thinking you could have 2 teammates here.
40-15.
Although the way Bostrom's hit the forehand, I think I may look for somebody better.
Love LePavere's first volley right there. Really closed in, got on top of the net, kept the ball down low.
And there you see him closed in the second volley as well. Great court coverage from Lelich. Great ball there. First inexperience we saw from Thompson on the wires. Lelich was calling out 1-1-1 and he didn't pick it up.
But I think that's the only vulnerable spot from what I can see with Thompson. He looks like he's got it all. And, there's no player who just jumps in his first year of competitive play and, can read all the screens and know all the nuances about them. So obviously it's just, his trajectory is going up very quickly. His ascent it looks like it's a speedy one in the sport of platform tennis.
Okay, so Lelich to serve. LePavere kind of laying off the forehand. Not showing a lot of confidence in that shot right now. And there's no reason he should. But Lelich and Thompson are volleying so well. There's a great read from LePavere. Lelich's got some serious skills, doesn't he? Big pick up from Thompson. This is the switch I'd like to see more of from Bostrom LePavere, with Bostrom in the deuce court.
Got it.
Oh, what a pickup. Oh my God, that ball was behind Lalich.
We need to see that again, Mark, if we can. That was crazy great.
So 15 love.
I think that could make Mark Innes's highlight reel.
That would be pretty special to make Mark Innes's highlight reel.
Got it. Got it.
And you see LePavere with that exaggerated grip, how he holds it as long as possible. Oh, another great volley from Thompson from off the net with LePavere blitzing. We're seeing some serious skills from Lalich and Thompson.
Oh my Lord, you think the point's over, there's no way, and there's a way with these guys. I think Bostrom and LePavere they're used to hit these shots ending points.
And that was
They're not used to these guys hitting the ball, making some of these pickups.
a careless error there from LePavere.
And they're used to it, Mark, but I just don't think they expected it from these guys who are relative unknowns in our sport.
Lalich with a rare volley error. We've seen very little of that from them. Another great volley from Lalich.
Thanks, buddy.
Boy, LePavere tattooed that return. It was down at his feet. Somehow he had the answer. Great blitz there of a great backhand return from Lalich. He's clearly been the best player on the court so far.
Well, you only have two to choose from, Mark.
And that miss from Bostrom indicates why he's not in the conversation. Just some really careless
I'm actually
misses.
starting to be a little surprised right now, Mark, that Max and Martin are not figuring something out here.
Yeah, they've just made they've made a lot of careless errors. You saw it last game. That overhead miss from Bostrom was really bad. It's a big moment in the match. You see Thompson playing in tight. He gets burned that time.
30 all.
Big game for Bostrom to find his way out of. Oh boy. Oh. Lalich wants that one back. That came off big and juicy. Misses it. Chance to get 2 game points. Bostrom's roller is such a tough shot. You see him changing pace on the ball, changing height. Forces the error there as they win 4 points in a row to hold serve and go up 3-2.
Yeah, you saw in that point from the baseline, Mark, where Thompson kept trying to sneak in and inside the baseline repeatedly. And I thought Bostrom would just, if he could slam a hard side back toward that third panel, feel like, he could create something with that. But he doesn't seem to be, going to that spot now. I don't know why.
Maybe intimidated by Thompson's athletic skills that you've seen that he picked up on the football field from Nick Saban.
Yeah, and during those 4 years of practice really pays off, the mental toughness. Whew.
And LePavere with a great blitz and just comes up short on the volley.
Did they win a national title when he was playing for Alabama, Mark?
1 or 2 or 3. Thompson from off the net. Again, great read from LePavere. He loves that down-up overhead. He will punish you on that side wire as well as anybody in the country.
How high did he jump for that ball?
I would say he was about 18.5 inches off the ground. See some positive energy from LePavere as his blitz causes the volley error from Thompson. 15-30. Interesting decision by Bostrom there to lob the forehand.
Really surprising.
I guess when you've missed as many as he has, it's a big backhand and they'll have 3 chances to go up a break again.
All right, you were right that if someone was going to bring the spark, it was probably going to come from Max, and you were spot on, Mark.
Yeah, Bostrom gets beaten there looking for the drop shot. 30-40. But Bostrom, LePavere really need this game. Another lob return from Bostrom. There seems to have found some rhythm on that forehand. With a little more confidence. Great rollers from Lelich. A great combination, but Thompson's got it. They're jumping on that net. Backhand from Lelich. Terrific point. Thompson gets away with that. That was a tough drive. He was out of position. He is quick. Oh,
What a point. That was a good dig on that low ball.
Overhead goes out of the court and will play another no-ad point. And this is the moment in the match where you kind of feel like, you know, if you don't win this no-ad point, you're Bostrom LePavere, you just think like things are rolling against you. This would be 4-5 no-ad points if Lelich and Thompson are successful here. And not surprisingly, they're going to LePavere after Bostrom has lobbed the last couple. See if he's got the confidence to hit the forehand.
He's hitting it. His grip's over. He's ready.
Game.
Great volley from Thompson. Goes behind LePavere, and they hold serve.
3 games each.
Yeah, that could have been a dispositive moment in the match.
Mark, you know how I always say it all comes down to volleys. How about the volleys today of Lelich and Thompson? Incredible. I mean, Drew and Blake said they had great hands. They have greater hands than I even thought.
Great pick up there from LePavere as Lelich catches the net and the roller.
Shout out to George Carter, all the great membership. Loves Battle out at Essex Hunt Club. And proud of their new pro staff. Sven, too, out here. His wife, Lisa, is an amazing up-and-coming, outstanding player as well.
15-all.
Pritsenko Nolan over Falatek Nijek, 6-2, 6-3.
15-30.
Whoa.
30
Lelich
all.
in perfect position there. I really think that Bostrom LePavere have to slow things down more. I just think they're pressing too much. We saw it on that 3-all point with the blitz. And now they're
Is it pressing or is it rushing?
now they have
Like-
2 opportunities to go up a break.
Me. You. Yeah. You. Me. You. Me.
Big shout out to Christian Zavala, member of Country Club in New Canaan. That's just great play by Lelich and Thompson. They are playing like a great volley from Bostrom catches Thompson in tight, but he's won a lot of points that way. Okay, another deciding point, Patty, the 6th of the match for the first 5 to Lalich and Thompson. I'd be staying back here if I was LePrevert. Oh, misses the backhand, comes way off the wires. Just keep losing the no-ad points. That's the story of the match. And they'll serve it 4-3 in the second. Hey, Patty, a moment to talk about George Wilkinson, who died tragically in a car accident Thursday night. George was just such an important member of the community. Always had a big smile on his face. Any room George entered was happier than before he got there, and we're all going to miss him a lot. Big shout out to his mom Diane back in London, his fiance Kristen, and it's just really just tragic losing George. Special human being.
Really a unique character in our sport, credible skills, credible personality. One of the great George stories I heard, I don't know who told it to me. Maybe Jerry, the aunt, but something in their paddle camp in Nantucket, and he was talking about the importance of being light on your feet. And he said, or maybe Mike Gillespie told me the story, and George said to the women who are on the court, you have to pretend you're on lily pads, and you have to pop up and down, keep moving, because if you just stand and plant, you are sinking. George had a special way. He's a special way with people. He was a great friend to so many people. Really gifted and talented teacher. He will be missed. George is a former winner of the Blanchard Cup. He won it with Max LePrevert in the 2016-2017 season.
Got it. You go.
So 4-3. What are you thinking, Mark? Can Max and Martin hang in here in the set?
Well, they played a really good point there. Bostrom had the ball he wanted and just missed it. Just right shot. I like how conservatively they played that point.
Just the no-ad option here in scoring is like exactly what you said. It's the difference in this match.
I got it.
They played 16 games and 6 have gone to no-ad point. 5 of the 6 won by Lalich and Thompson. Another great volley there from Lalich.
Got it. Got it. Go ahead. Got it.
Mark, I think your call earlier about
Go ahead.
you like Bostrom and the deuce, Max and the ad. I think they got to look for that. I'm totally with you on that strategy now. I was thinking I really love the LePrevert forehand out of the deuce court, but I think it's that I just love the LePrevert forehand out of the deuce court. It's not that I love LePrevert and Bostrom playing this way.
I got it.
I think I'd love to switch.
I haven't seen it much of late.
Go ahead. You go. Got it.
I kind of feel like they need to play with a sense of urgency, Mark, and they're really not. I don't know. I just don't feel it.
Yeah, they've also been slow to adjust. Lalich's return has really hurt them, and I don't think they took it seriously. They just kept coming in behind it. It wasn't until the no-ad point at 3-all they stopped. And they're on the verge of losing this match.
We've got the women's final slated for noon today, Mark. What an exciting matchup that's going to be. Andreeva and Curtis pulled out an incredible win, third set last night, over the upstart team of Petrini and Kiro. Petrini and Kiro had them 4-2 third set, Mark, as you know. And, you know, I was watching the match and watching Andreeva and Curtis, and then all of a sudden, a fire was lit, and Martina Andreeva, for one, just like took the initiative, started, you know, really playing at a high level, going for her return of serves, bringing so many easy shots into it for Curtis, and they turned that match around. Won it. I think it was a tiebreaker in the third, Mark.
7-3 in the third set breaker. Couple of big returns from Bostrom. Big forehands from Bostrom. Takes them back to deuce.
Go ahead.
wouldn't call this a must game, but it's getting close.
Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
it's a must game, Mark.
Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead. Got it. Hey. Got it, okay. I got you. Go ahead.
Here's LePavere reading it. Great volley from Lalic.
Two. Got it. Yeah.
See, I like that lob up the line from Max there,
I got it.
forcing Lalic to go for a lot on that overhead.
Oh boy.
I think that might be something.
I got it.
Here we go, great deep lob. But they didn't look to do anything with it.
Go ahead.
Little surprising we didn't get a little attacking shot there, Mark.
Go ahead. Got it.
You sense the importance of this point.
Go ahead.
Just got a shout out, Mark, from Henry Fishman, who just shares his condolences about George and reminded me of Junior Nationals when George was there to help. He helped out with the live streaming announcing, and George had a real positive impact on Henry.
Okay, point for 5-3. A couple of them if necessary.
Got it.
Lalic has volleyed so well.
I'm here. I'm here. Fail.
Okay, another no-ad point. 7th of the match. Going to Bostrom. You lobbing or driving, Patty?
He better drive. Floor's going to give it to him if he doesn't.
Great return there. But Thompson moves really well.
You gotta go. Okay.
Surprised Lalic Thompson aren't switching back.
Could you ask that question again, Mark?
Oh, Patty. That was a little bit of inexperience on a critical point there. You saw Lalic try and blitz from deep in the court. And it's 4-all, second set. That point may come back to haunt them. The question, Patty, was you surprised they're not switching back to their customary sides?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great return from Lalic. See some of those hands, catches that ball early. Bostrom attempts to make the volley from behind the service line.
Yeah.
Well, that one barely caught the line.
Good. No.
15. I'm sorry, love 30.
Love 30. That
Mark, no
overhead
ad
misses.
scoring in tournaments. Do you love it or do you want to punt it?
I think you have to recognize the circumstances, and I think when you're playing 4 matches in a day as they're scheduled to play here today, you need no edge scoring. On a normal 2-day event where it might be 3 matches today, 2 tomorrow, then no, I wouldn't use it.
Mark, do you know what the scoring format will be at Nationals?
I think it's going to be regular scoring.
Okay, because the matches are spread over 3 days for the
3
guys?
days, yep. But Bostrom LePavere just seems to be behind all the time.
You.
Great digging from Thompson back there. I haven't seen any of that weakness on the wires. Saw him miss one ball earlier. And Lalic, great backhand in the middle of the court.
Come on out. You.
That's a great exchange at the net. Thompson using his speed to take control. And there Bostrom finds the forehand volley with the backhand. Such an effective shot. like the I formation here against Lalich. And they seem to have finally started to respect his forehand return, which has done so much damage. Oh, great exchange. Tremendous volley. Thompson from way off the net. Yeah, there. Thompson gets caught too close. Bostrom makes him pay for it, and they've got a point for 5-4. Match turning, Patty?
I'll tell you in 1 point.
Well, it may turn 6 more times, and that's just at this point. Yeah, I don't like the Lalich blitz on the Thompson return. Those last 2 games, we saw Lalich and Thompson try and do a couple things we hadn't seen the whole match, and they both burned them.
I agree. I love the Thompson blitz on the Lalich return to serve, Mark.
Yeah, that's where the speed is. The Lalich return has been great. Thompson's return has been decent, but hasn't really been hurting him to the degree that the Lalich one has. And there they got a little bit confused. And now they'll have to serve to stay in the second set. Boy, they were...
This is going to be a fun game right here.
Yeah, they were serving at 4-3, 40-30. Made a couple of mistakes. And now all of a sudden they're serving to stay in the set. And this is where you find out what their level of belief really is. Pair briefly off the court. He's back now. Forgot to close the gate. What a rookie mistake that is. Fortunately, his partner Bostrom picks him up. I guess Max doesn't know that you close the gate when you come in the court. God, those French people. Okay, so Michael Thompson to serve to stay in the second set. 4-5.
Max has those self-closing cabinets, Mark, at home. So he thought that the paddle court would have the same function.
That must have been it. Yeah, that must have been it. I expect to see more patient play here out of Bostrom LePrevert. See Bostrom changing pace there, a couple three-quarter forehands.
Really surprised Bostrom and LePrevert have not switched sides more during play, but they're ahead, so we can't say anything about it now, Mark. They figured it out.
We're ahead this set. Oh, Bostrom catches the net post there. Had that ball. Great backhand from Bostrom. Some more positive energy. 15-all. Thompson's made a whole litany of impressive volleys, hasn't he?
Really impressive.
Again, you see LePrevert darting to the side wire, looking for that down-up overhead. Another volley from way off the net from Thompson. Really been impressive with his net play. Bostrom's just too deep in the court, came too far to drive that ball. That's been his bugaboo throughout his career. Just his decision-making has just been a little spotty. Physical skills are tremendous. Oh, LePrevert reads that one. Thompson with the answer again. Switch to the net for Lalich to get his overhead in the middle. It's interesting watching Thompson, Patty. He's watching a lot of Lalich's overheads. Turns his head and watches him contact the ball. See if LePrevert picks up on that, because that would make for a great opportunity to blitz. Well, Bostrom with another backhand miss. And with LePrevert's serve coming up, he's really struggled. Game has added importance. Big forehand return there from LePavere.
30.
Yep. Yep. Got it. Yep.
LePavere and Bostrom just have not generated a lot of offense from the backcourt.
No, that's why I think the switch, and to your point about that Bostrom two-handed, it's really not a factor in this match at all.
Wow.
But it would be out of the deuce court potentially.
Thompson.
That was a sloppy miss from LePavere. 5-all. And this has been a tough hold. And again, they're just serving and coming in to Lalich, and he's just hurting him. He's lucky to stay alive in that point. Sun's coming out a little bit. Bostrom correctly calls out help, but doesn't play the line behind that ball.
Sorry, man. Yeah, you got that.
See, this is what I wanted to see from Bostrom, Mark. Just pummeling Thompson, just seeing what he could come up with out of that ad court.
And he changes direction, and Lalich hurts him. Again, they're just coming into Lalich's forehand over and over again, and he's hurting him every single time, and you've seen so little
Why would
adjustment
Martin
from him.
stay in the same place? Why don't, they've got to go. Anything, do anything different with the formation. I think they're clearly having a hard time reading Lalich's forehand, Mark. You know, he kind of holds that shot for 1 second, and then that ball pops off his paddle and, you know, hits you before you even know it.
A great read from LePavere. Thompson misses it. That's one game point serve. 15-40. So here they are in the regular formation again. See if LePavere stays back.
He needs armor.
Yeah, I mean, they stay in this point, but they just don't see the thought behind it.
Coming out.
I'd be playing a lot of balls into Thompson because Lalich is doing all the damage to them.
Well, I think they're a phenomenal team, Mark, together. I love how they complement each other. One of them seems to know when the other's applying pressure, the other one backs off. I really like the tempo, how they play.
30-40.
I expect this.
Tempo has been
You
great.
what?
Tempo's been great. Critical moment here. Here we have the switch that we've been looking for. Not by design. Another great volley from Thompson. Boy, he's made so many volleys. I don't know how that
That was the
over
look
it.
Bostrom needs. You know, that's his confidence booster.
Another great volley.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Hey, we're good.
Rare missed volley from Lalich, and we'll play a no-ad point.
Which way?
You know they're going to Lalich.
Well, that shot was set up for Bostrom because he made one from that side up the middle. He had him looking. The line became available.
But again, Lalich has just killed him with the forehand. So what's the strategy? Hit a lollipop serve, come in behind it, and lose the exchange on the no-ad point. Just so stubborn. I don't understand the refusal to adjust.
Ball. You ball.
And maybe it's just that you know, maybe they underestimated these guys on the onset right now. Now they know these guys are unbelievably talented. Just really surprised that they're not having chatter and coming up with a plan. I almost think on LePreveur's serve they should both stay back almost. Just change the game.
To Lalic, what are they doing? How many times can you
They
lose
could
the
take
point
the
the same way?
blitzing. You know, yeah.
Came from love 40 back there. Just might have lost the point to play it another way, but that was just, you know, unforgivable to me. Now let's see if Lalic and Thompson can close. That was a donation right there from Thompson.
I think he couldn't believe his good fortune that he got such an easy ball.
But Lalic is volleyed so well. They both have. A lot of chatters. All four guys are nervous and kind of understand the moment here. Bostrom finds the forehand, but Thompson has the answer. Even that forehand that LePrevert hit, he didn't really let it go.
Got it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Rare game that Bostrom and LePrevert are ahead. Seems like they've been behind love 15 every game.
Go ahead. Got it. Eight. Yep. Got it.
Another great series of volleys.
Yep.
From Lalic and
Mark,
Thompson.
Bostrom is getting some good looks in this game right now, Mark.
Yeah, and then another donation. Misses the roller from deep off the net. Love 30.
Go ahead. Got it. Yes. Yeah. Let it drive. Yeah, you're good.
Bostrom almost knocked Thompson down with that drive.
Got it. Hey.
Yep, finds the right hip again. Love 40. Couple of
Yeah, we've
bad
seen some
mistakes.
mojo here, gaining from Martin Bostrom now out of the ad court, Mark.
Well, that missed overhead in the first point from Thompson.
Well, it's that little weird, awkward volley on his forehand. I think he just lost concentration for one shot right there.
Yep.
And one shot can do it in this sport, Patty. And now we're going to play a tiebreak for the second set.
The score is tied.
But you see how many looks Bostrom? They gave Bostrom, after that first volley error, they gave him a lot of looks there.
Once again, the Lalic forehand.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the volley was well thought out, Mark. I just think Lalic's forehand is incredible here in this match.
There you
I
saw,
think I'd start avoiding it,
and there you,
personally.
and there you saw Bostrom LePrevert switch back, so Bostrom was in the backhand, and he wins the point with his backhand drive. A lot of talking from Lalic and Thompson.
Shout out to the ENET crew, John Scott. Doing a great job in the city of brotherly love.
Hey.
Look for Bostrom LePrevert to play another real patient point. A little confusion at the net there. sudden, Lalich and Thompson have gotten quiet at the net, Patty. Here's the move. LePavere with Thompson watching Lalich.
One all.
Bostrom with his bread and butter backhand catches the top of the net.
And as we said, he hits that shot real flat, very little margin for error. He usually doesn't need much.
No, Thompson misses the forehand volley there. Okay, so is LePavere going to continue to bang his head against the wall? The answer is sort of.
Yes.
At least he stayed back that time. Something new.
I'm surprised Lalich didn't tag Martin with that ball.
He's a nice guy.
Too nice.
And there LePavere stays back, so finally we see an adjustment.
Yeah, but I think it's the adjustment needed out of that deuce court return from Lalich, not so much from Thompson in the ad court.
Absolutely.
I got you. Come back.
Great ball there from Thompson. So it's 3-1, Bostrom LePavere in the tiebreak. Big moment in the match to get some separation here. And there's the switch at the net from Lalich and Thompson. And Thompson misses the overhead. 4-1, Bostrom LePavere.
Yeah, Thompson was just rock solid, and then the last, 15 or 10 minutes, a few shaky shots. Understandable. Big time match. Philly Open.
That ball, you could see Lalich kind of wishing it in, and he got his pitch. Oh, Bostrom just misses the overhead wide. 4-2. 2 serving 4. Big miss there. A great return from Bostrom. That was a pretty good serve from Lalich. Okay, Bostrom serving 5-2. Chance to grab this set by the throat. Oh, another great return from Lalich.
You avoid his forehand, and he crushes the two-hander.
Yeah, Bostrom switches back to the backhand. Oh, what a pickup from Thompson from behind the service line.
Hey, he started that match, Mark. We saw that pickup in the first 2 games with these guys. Great hands. Really enjoyable to watch them. They're incredibly talented.
Back in there. Oh, but what an answer from Lalich.
Hey. I got.
Another great read from LePavere. They've really hurt Thompson with that cross-court overhead to LePavere. And that'll give them 4 set points. Maybe that's the reason they haven't been switching in the backcourt. Great return from Thompson. One of the set points goes by the boards. Brave swing there off a pretty good serve from Bostrom. See if LePavere takes a cut at this sidearm serve and follows it to the net as he's been doing. And there it is, game and set, second set, Bostrom LePavere. Really interesting turnaround, Patty. What are your thoughts on the set?
Bostrom, Lipper,
I think Martin and Max, got a little bit energized that one stretch, that key stretch around the 7th or 8th game of there, and Max was the one who kind of took the initiative, and they've got a mini roll here going, and they capture that second set. It's going to be an amazing third set, Mark.
What do you think we need to see from Lalich and Thompson to turn things around?
I just think they made a couple of volley errors there, a couple of poor choices. I think that if they go back to rock solid, and that's pressure. At the end of that second set, they're trying to hold off the amazing, team of Bostrom and Le Prévert. And we all get shaky. Every player gets shaky sometimes in those pressure moments. Thompson had a couple shaky volley misses there. I would look for them to shake it off, and super competitive here in the third set.
Yeah, you have to wonder if Lalich and Thompson kind of missed their moment there. They had some real opportunities, failed to close, but as we know, closing in platform tennis is an incredibly difficult thing. So just to recap, first set to Lalich and Thompson 6-3, second set to Bostrom Le Prévert 7-6, and we'll play a decider.
Yeah, Mark, I just thought that the turning point right there was that, on the first point of that game, Thompson missed that like a floater forehand. And I just felt like he had lost his concentration for 1 second, and then all of a sudden, it's natural to beat yourself up in your own mind, and then all of a sudden, you can be playing flawlessly, and then all of a sudden, you get like one negative thought that can sort of take over for all the positives.
Well, one of the things we definitely saw was that they hurt Thompson when he was hitting that cross-court overhead to Le Prévert. Bostrom was lobbing down the line. Thompson was going cross-court, a little down up, and that was really hurting them because Le Prévert was blitzing it and won several points on that.
Mark, I know you're getting colder. Are we going to take a break so that you can get an electric blanket for the third set?
No, we're going to stay here, unfortunately, Patty, while they look for an electric blanket for me, because the door to the hut will not close. This is bringing back not such fond memories of my streaming outdoors with Jerry Vian for 3.5 hours at Short Hills.
I go back to Pittsburgh when we were up on the platform.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was when Jerry saved my life.
Yeah,
we were up
when
there
fell off.
calling the women's final, and all of a sudden, the back of my chair was off the platform, and Jerry swooped in, grabbed my jacket, saved me. She was a team player.
Yes, she was. Okay, all four players are back on the court. Trying to decide who's serving.
So I serve from over there, right? So you guys start from that.
So, Mark, first two sets, total number of no-ad games was?
I think 7 is the number, Patty.
And the number won by?
5
Lalich?
from Lalich and Thompson, although they lost the last one.
Yeah.
Barbara, we got you. Don't worry. You're doing great.
Oh, thanks. You guys are doing great.
I pulled this in.
Isn't that sweet, Max, checking out, making sure the umpire's good.
That's right.
Love is in the air in the city of brotherly love, Mark.
Trying to make up for his poor play with some TLC for the umpire.
Let's see how far that gets him.
Okay, Michael Thompson to serve the third and deciding set. Just remind everybody the women's final will follow this match immediately.
When we went on the air, I predicted this match would take 1 hour and 41 minutes, Mark. What do you think? Am I going to be close?
I think you're going to be spot on, Patty. Maybe 1 hour 42 minutes, though. Bostrom and Rivera asked a lot of questions. Lalich and Thompson have had all the answers so far.
Yep. I got it.
Rivera closing the net off there. Lalich backhand. Very brave. Maybe not so smart, but brave.
Clarissa Hearns watching, enjoying the action, a member of Plainfield Country Club. She's advised Martin that if you need, well, that certainly was a shaky shot. And again, this is the first time they've been in this situation. They got to find their sea legs a little bit here, fast.
First 4 points of the third set, not the way to start.
Mark, I think it's good that you're cold in Philadelphia because I feel like as a commentator, you really need to be at the same temperature as the players who are out on the court.
You know, I agree with that, so I think that you should go outside in Lake George and see how cold it is out there.
Dangerous amounts of snow outside, Mark. I would not be safe. Zero visibility.
First 5 points of the third set to Bostrom Le Pavere. Bostrom faults there.
15-all.
I feel like Lalich and Thompson need something good to happen for him here. Yeah, that's a ball Lalich simply can't drive. Thompson right next to him. They did have the left side of the court covered very well.
All right, a little chatter between Max and Martin here. I like it.
Oh, sorry.
Martin with the fake serve. That's great read from Thompson. Oh, a little 5-hole action from Le Pavere.
He was a former goalie for a farm team for the Rangers, right?
The Nice Rangers. And here Lalich and Thompson have not switched at the net. Lalich is overhead in the middle. I would call that confusion.
40-15.
I call it a beautifully placed lob out of that deuce court, which there is a spot that every righty team knows about, and you're vulnerable if that shot can be hit repeatedly. That's a way to break down a really good net team.
Boy, Le Pavere is not going to be happy with that miss. 40-30. Forehand from Lalich. Pavere tracks it down. Great spot from Bostrom, and it's 2-love, and this match has officially turned, Patty Hogan.
This third set, 2 games to left.
Yeah, big time. You know, but this is pretty fun. This is going to be interesting to see what Lalich and Thompson do here. I think Lalich is going to be the guy who's got to steady this thing out right now. I feel like Thompson's really in a tough stretch here in the last couple of minutes, last couple of games. And I just don't know that, you know, they have the experience enough as a team to figure out how to let Lalich maybe assume some more responsibility for some shot making here.
What a dig there from
And
Thompson.
just get Thompson focused on, you know, playing amazing defense and just, you know, getting rid of, just making more shots, you know, reducing his unforced errors here. And I can't even say they're unforced because they're forced because of the level of play, the improvement from Bostrom and Le Pavere.
Big moment here in the match. Le Pavere had that move. That's a great return. And that's a perfect example of why the sidearm serve is so good. That serve kicked up high. Le Pavere made contact at shoulder height, and the ball would have bounced in the service box. Tough volley for Lalich. Great backhand from Bostrom. He's really steadied his play down. What a volley there. Oh, that's not Thompson's overhead. Misses that one.
15-40.
All the volleys that Lalich and Thompson were making in the first set and a half are missing now. It's 15-40, 2 points to go up 3-love for LePavere and Bostrom. A little confusion there. Thompson moves in front of Lalich, doesn't make the volley, and it's 3-love Bostrom LePavere.
I mean, what an incredible turnaround. This is the thing about paddle. The momentum swings are quite remarkable, as we know. We've seen so many. You know, you feel like Bostrom and LePavere were 3 points from being eliminated in the tournament here in this round of 16 mark, and they hang on and find a little bit of light, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 they're on it. They're playing, you know, beautifully as a team together, and all of a sudden, you know, you see some breakdowns, a little bit in positioning with Lalich and Thompson, little positioning issues, which I think kind of contributes towards some volley errors.
So here Lalich and Thompson.
The other thing that contributes to volley errors are awesome drives from Bostrom and LePavere.
Great volley from Lalich. You see Lalich winding up to hit that overhead? Looked like he was going to take Thompson's head off. They've really hurt the Thompson overhead. There's another one that's very drivable. Ball from Bostrom. Deep in the court, didn't quite come off the wires the way Bostrom was hoping.
It's the first ball you missed about 2 hours.
It's unacceptable, right?
Top of the screen, you see Curtis Andrekova warming up. Yeah, I'm not sure what Thompson's doing there. It's kind of far off the net, gets burned.
They need to slow down, Mark. They need to stall. They need to start tying their sneakers or something.
Yeah, well, they're playing too fast, as you point out. They need to lob. That's what they need to do. Slow the pace down. Miss, miss, miss. Very shaky game from Thompson here. 3 points to 4-love. Well, LePavere so confident he's coming into the Lalich forehand, which is a recipe for disaster. Look at the different pace, how patiently LePavere and Bostrom are playing. There. Oh, LePavere misses it with Thompson dead in the water.
I was intent on making sure I didn't hurt you. I wanted to go around.
Very nicely decided he didn't want to hurt him. And he didn't. He hurt himself. Okay, 40-30. Could be a turning point here. That was an absolute gimme volley, Patty Hogan.
Yeah, he would love it back. He thought he was teaching at the Sandwich Club, and he had a member up there, and he didn't want to take the shot at him, Mark. Because pros can't hit members.
Let's see if they pay for that. LePavere, Bostrom switching in the backcourt. Look for Lalich and Thompson to switch at the net.
You know, big contrast, Mark. Men's game, women's game. Women's game, you'll see a ton of chalk talks, just chats during play. when stuff's not going right. You know, Amy Shea, Sutter, you see it all the time. You rarely see top guys have a long conversation.
Exciting point again, Patty Hogan. Oh. Pavere blitzes, misses the volley. He misses 2 volleys that game. And instead of 4 love, it's 3-1.
Bostrom, Pavere are leading 3 games to 1.
Another shift in the match potentially here. That was a sloppy game for Bostrom Pavere to let get away.
I think that's the 6th no-ad game that Lalich and Thompson won, Mark?
Yep.
Versus 2 for Bostrom and Pavere.
That's nice.
That's a nice little touchy-feely shot from Le Pavere there.
That was one heck of a low volley from Thompson. Hopefully that gives him a little confidence. Gets his volleying back to where it was in the, in the early go in this match.
Another great pickup from Thompson. He does have a great pair of mitts. Bostrom has really steadied the ship. Great backhand there. Now Le Pavere's late coming in and misses the volley.
15 all.
Well, they are just kind of carrying him along a little bit here. A couple of big misses from Bostrom Le Pavere when they had a chance to really put this thing away.
Shout out to some of our members from Lake George, Kathleen Kaufman and her son Alex. They gave me the first and maybe my only ride on a Sherp. No, most amazing thing on Lake George the other day, Mark. They're enjoying the action.
Watched the video last night. Very cool.
Oh, yeah. Reach out to me if you know anyone who wants to buy one. I know a salesman.
Are you good? Coming!
Great action here. Oh, that Bostrom backhand again, a tweener. That's a shout out to Anna Zabori. Oh, what action. Great volleys, great blitzing. Big overhead from Bostrom there.
15-30.
Thompson must have learned that shot watching Zabori play.
Well, you learn a lot from watching the live streaming, Mark, for sure.
Well, Bostrom was just taking over this match, Patty. Oh!
15-40.
Again, boy, is Bostrom playing well. All those misses we saw from him early completely disappeared. Oh, that's such oh, what a pickup. Nope, he misses it long, and it's 4-1. Patty, watching Bostrom, I'm reminded of that great Charles Barkley line. That good players have confidence when things are going well, but great players have confidence when things are going poorly. And in Bostrom's case, things were really going poorly, but he kept swinging, he found his rhythm, and he's taken over the match. And they don't win this match if he doesn't keep swinging. 4-1.
You get a lot of your quotes from Charles Barkley, do you?
Hey, Charles Barkley is a quote machine.
He calls it like he sees it.
Oh, he does. He's one of my favorites. Okay, Martin Bostrom to serve, 4-1, third and final set as we close in on an hour and 41 minutes.
I'm looking at my prediction of an hour and 41, Mark.
And you can just see Thompson, Laylick and Thompson are playing a little too fast.
And it's just a natural tendency. You don't know how many looks you're going to get here in the third set. The momentum's totally going against you. So then, it's kind of natural to take a swing and try to be the guy on your team who can change it. Change momentum a little bit. What an incredible get out of that out-court screen from Thompson. Two-handed flick, love it.
And that was Bostrom's ball. Just misses it.
No, no.
Every time LePavere says, no, the ball's good. Maybe that means
Of
it's
course
good in
Max
French.
said the ball was good.
But maybe that means it's good in French. There's that down-up overhead again. The LePavere punishes. Just getting so little out of that hard overhead.
15-30.
Wow. LePavere was taking nothing to chance. He was taking every ball there. And, you know, he missed the easiest of the shots potentially there.
They just get so much offense from the backcourt. Thompson catches LePavere, lean into the middle. Great backhand there.
Tell you, that was a hell of a shot up the line from Thompson right there, Mark. Picked up on the movement at the net of Max and went behind him, and they've taken over the net.
Lilich and Thompson seem to have stopped switching at the net. And Bostrom again. And there LePavere is not quite so nice. Shows his true colors. 30-all. Not happy with that miss. This is just such an important game for both teams, obviously. Okay, we'll play our 9th no-ad point of the match. Where do you think they're going to go, Patty?
I'll tell you what, I'm positive it's going up the line. What do you think?
Oh, and Lilich misses
no.
the spike after a horrible volley from LePavere, and it's 5-1.
They're winning.
Oh my gosh, Lalich can't believe his good fortune on that volley that just landed on his paddle. Just a little over-eager. I mean, he's been so poised and disciplined on that, you know, in his play from the baseline out of that deuce court all day.
5-1, Bostrom LePavere. And you see Thompson changing directions and misses the overhead. It sure looks like Lilich and Thompson are going to come out in the short end of this match, Patty, but really impressed by how well they played, and this should be a really great match for them going forward as a team and as individuals in their individual play.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're going to be paddle rock stars. Can you be a paddle rock star, Mark? I mean, not you.
No, I can't be. Okay, that brings us to triple match point.
Oh, they got to slow down. We're not at the 141 mark, Mark. I'm 3 minutes short here.
There, Lilich misses the tweener, and it's game, set, match. Bostrom LePavere 3-6, 7-6, 6-1. Patty, closing thoughts?
Just, you know, you said it spot on. Bostrom had the belief. Max, they just kind of played real discipline there. You know, they started out pretty flat. Lalich and Thompson started off at a remarkably high level. Then it got close, and the veteran team pulled that out and just crushed in that third set. And that bodes well for them, I mean, because they are playing nationals together. So I really am curious to watch how they blend and improve as the day goes on.
Okay, we're going to be back at noon with the women's final right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
Thanks, Mark.